LiSTNR production.
You have a malignant brain cancer, Belle. You're dying. You have 6 weeks, 4 months tops.
Imagine hearing those words at just 20 years old, being told you had a terminal illness, a death sentence. That's the story Belle Gibson told the world. A story that captivated millions, a story that turned Belle into a health and wellness icon. According to Belle, after undergoing 2 months of chemotherapy and radiation treatment, she decided to ditch traditional cancer therapy and heal herself through diet, alternative therapies, and sheer willpower. Belle shared her journey on social media, amassing a following so enormous she secured lucrative deals with Apple and Penguin. Her business, The Whole Pantry, became a global sensation and trusted resource for those looking for health and well-being advice. It promised to give back, pledging hundreds and thousands of dollars to charities and people in need that aligned with its mission. But it was all a lie. Belle never had cancer. There was nothing to heal, and those promised donations, almost all of them, never happened. By now, you probably know this story. Today, we're diving into what came next, the legal proceedings. I'm Dan Mullins. This is Crime Insider's Judgment, a deep dive on a judge's final verdict of a crime and what transpired to incite that judgment. In 2016, the Director of Consumer Affairs Victoria, which regulates the state's consumer marketplace, brought an application against Belle Gibson and her associated businesses for multiple breaches of Australian consumer law. The case centred on 2 major alleged deceptions: that Belle lied about her cancer diagnosis and supposed recovery to promote her business, and that she lied about donations that she'd publicly pledged. Belle did not defend the claims and did not appear in court. Her only participation in the proceedings was a single letter sent to the judge stating that she would not be defending the proceeding. This made things challenging for Chief Justice Deborah Mortimer, who was overseeing the matter. Chief Justice Mortimer was critical of Belle's absence from the proceedings, saying she had elected not to take any responsibility for her conduct. Chief Justice Mortimer said, "She has chosen not to explain her conduct. She has chosen not to apologise for it. Once again, it appears that she has put her own interests before those of anyone else. If there is one theme or pattern which emerges through her conduct, it is her relentless obsession with herself and what best serves her interests." With no evidence from Belle, Chief Justice Mortimer had to rely on evidence submitted in the form of media reporting, social media posts, and book excerpts.
I have been healing a severe and malignant brain cancer for the past few years with natural medicine, Gerson therapy, and foods. It's working for me, and I'm grateful to be here sharing this journey with over 70,000 people worldwide. 6 weeks after my diagnosis, I changed my diet. Like most Australians, I found I was still eating too many sugars, red meat, and refined foods. We are not trying to convert people from one diet or endorse one medical journey over another. We are just trying to encourage people to drink more water, eat more whole foods, move your body a little more. Small things that have an incremental impact. I feel better than when I was on conventional medicine, but that's just my path and may not be right for everyone. Josh has a similar malignant, inoperable brain tumour to the one I have. For the week, we chose this family to donate 100% of app sales to, in hopes to find them a medicine, holistic, or happy miracle.
Other evidence included a video recorded by Penguin Publishing of a mock media interview conducted with Belle to prepare for questions journalists may ask her during the promotion of her book. During this role-play interview, Belle made a number of statements in relation to her health.
So, Belle, looking at what you've announced on your social media, you've said that the cancer is now in your blood and your spleen and your brain and your uterus and your liver. It's serious now, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm going to get tested for ovarian cancer. I no longer have cancer in my uterus.
When did you told that?
Not long ago.
She spoke about when she claimed to have had a stroke.
And went and helped curate galleries around Melbourne. I was doing 3, but then had a moment where I was on a ladder and dizzy. And, you know, when you've got a tumour in the middle of your brain, you're not a very balanced person, not very rational thinking either.
The various treatments she claimed to have undergone to address her health issues.
Belle, can I ask, since your recent cancer diagnosis, have you changed your treatment at all in terms of whether that be conventional or not?
Yeah, I have. I don't know how I want to talk about this because I've not talked about it publicly. I've spoken to you about it though, haven't I? Yeah. Following like a German medicine protocol. And every single doctor and practitioner that knows about it or doesn't know about it, all of them are seeing results. You know, which, because they're like, where are these results coming from? And I know. But it's, you know, just a medicine which is respected throughout Europe, but not here in Australia yet.
And how do you take it? What is it exactly?
I don't know how I'm going to talk about this. I might have to do some more reading on it, but it's a machine which is like an electronic pulse, pushes into the cells, and I take medicine when that machine's operating on a program. The program, the computer and machine that I'm on runs this program based on my biology and the way that my body operates through my sleep and times of the day. I take medicine and this program's opening my cells so the medicine can get into them.
And if we don't know about it a lot here, were you doing that in the US or can you get that treatment here?
You can get it in the US and you can get it in Europe. You can't get it here. I'm just lucky. Yeah, I'm underground.
So is that why you would hesitate to talk about it, because it's not a practice that's...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's like one that's very widely recognised and has been widely recognised for decades. FDA approved, clinics throughout America that specialise in this. Australia just hasn't tapped in yet. I think it's just like, it's hard conversation.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different elements to it. You know, then I have to start being a scientist and start talking a science about biology and electronics and frequency.
And her charity donations.
I think that you really need to get your story straight about the charities.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go there with that.
They can go there.
Yeah.
And it's a nice part of the story as well.
It's beautiful. It's just like through Cambodia and Indonesia. Not all of them speak English, so it's more about maybe getting them to send pictures or...
It was also revealed in court that Belle had an MRI at the Alfred Hospital in Melbourne in 2011 that confirmed that she did not have a brain tumour. Again, in 2014, Belle was tested by a GP who informed her that the results showed nothing of note. Despite this, Belle continued to publicly claim she had brain cancer. The donations. In 2013, Belle organised a virtual launch event for the Whole Pantry app. On the event's website, she claimed that proceeds from the event would be going to 3 charities and the Schwartz family, who were caring for their son Joshua, who had brain cancer. In court, it was revealed only one charity received any donations over a year after the event. The other 2 charities and the Schwartz family received nothing from Belle. In the same year, Belle made a post on her Instagram account about Josh Schwartz, claiming that for 1 week, 100% of proceeds made from app sales would be donated to his family. The Schwartz family say they received no money from Belle. The next year, in 2014, Belle held a Mother's Day event. In promoting the event, Belle claimed that she would be donating 100% of app sales to the 2H Project and the Bhumi Sehat Foundation, as well as an additional $1 donation to those charities for each story posted on the topic, "What family means to you." There was no evidence presented to the court that the 2H Project received any donation from Ms. Gibson. However, there was a $5,000 donation made to the Bhumi Sehat Foundation over a year after the event. Several other statements were made by Belle, claiming that a portion of her sales revenue would be donated to various charities. The rise and fall of the Whole Pantry. The Whole Pantry app was wildly successful, with nearly 1 million downloads worldwide. It won prestigious awards, including Best Food and Drink App of 2013, runner-up Best App in 2013 overall, and was listed as an Editor's Choice recommendation on the Apple App Store in 14 countries. In total, the evidence established that Belle received over $300,000 in relation to sales of the app. Following its huge success, Belle pitched the Whole Pantry book to one of the world's largest publishers, Penguin, via email in September 2013. Penguin agreed to publish the book with an advance of $132,500. Then the tides began to turn. In early 2015, the media began casting doubt on Belle's brain cancer diagnosis and alleged she never donated money to charity as she claimed. Belle deflected, dodged, and doubled down for months until finally, in May 2015, she admitted that it was all a lie. The fallout was swift. Penguin pulled her book from shelves. The Whole Pantry's social media accounts vanished. Apple and Google removed the app from their stores. And on the 21st of April 2015, Consumer Affairs Victoria officially commenced their investigation into Belle and her associated businesses. Coming up, the judgment. When the case reached the federal court, there was a key question looming. Did Belle genuinely believe she had brain cancer, or was this an outright scam? Interestingly, Justice Mortimer was not convinced that Belle entirely fabricated the diagnosis as part of a deliberate fraud. However, she found that Belle had no rational or reasonable basis for her claims. To the question of whether Belle engaged in conduct that was misleading or deceptive in making the charitable donations, guilty. Only 2 donations totaling around $10,000 were made by Belle. One of them was immediately after she was questioned by the media about the missing donations. The other was made after Consumer Affairs Victoria questioned her during their investigation. The court ordered that Belle pay penalties totaling $410,000 for 5 contraventions of Australian consumer law, including 2 contraventions concerning app sales donation claims with a penalty of $90,000 each, 1 contravention concerning the app launch donations claim with a penalty of $50,000, 1 contravention concerning the Schwartz family app donations claim with a penalty of $150,000, and one contravention concerning the Mother's Day event donations claim, with a penalty of $30,000. Belle was also ordered to pay a further $30,000 to cover Consumer Affairs Victoria's legal costs. Belle wasn't the only one caught up in the legal fallout. In 2016, Consumer Affairs Victoria also took action against Penguin. That action was withdrawn a few months later. However, Penguin was still fined $30,000 because it sold and promoted the book by making false and misleading representations. After failing to pay the fine, the matter returned to court in May 2019. This time, Belle did participate in the proceedings, only because she was summoned by the court and warned she risked going to jail if she failed to do so. Belle was represented by Andrew Traggart, a lawyer specialising in commercial disputes, fraud and white-collar crimes. Mr. Traggart handed the federal court 2 years' worth of Belle's financial statements. What they revealed was a great deal of discretionary spending, cryptocurrency investments, futures trading and gambling through a sports bet account. In total, the documents showed Belle spent about $91,000 between 2017 and 2019, which Belle denied. $13,000 of that was spent on clothes, cosmetics and accessories, with frequent deductions from buy now, pay later service Afterpay. While on the stand, Belle was asked how much she'd spent on the outfit she was wearing to court. She told them she could not remember when or where she bought her coat, but the dress she was wearing was purchased for $200 about a week prior. It was also revealed that Belle had been on a month-long holiday to Africa with her 8-year-old son, as well as another holiday to Bali. While in Bali, the documents showed $1,600 deposited into her account to help fund her ongoing travel. When Belle was asked where the deposit came from, she claimed she wasn't sure who had transferred the cash. There were other deposits totaling thousands of dollars that Belle claimed were not income, but payments for running errands for people who didn't have time to do their shopping or get their car serviced. Belle was also asked how she afforded her $600 a week rent and how she was paying for her legal fees. Belle claimed that her friend, who was also her housemate, Clive Rothwell, paid for her legal fees and holiday, plus an extra $2,000 in cash. Clive had previously been described as Belle's partner, and although Belle was meant to pay half the rent, Clive usually paid it in full. Despite the lavish spending uncovered in her bank statements, Belle claimed she was unable to pay the penalty. In January 2020, Belle's home was raided in a search and sale warrant, meaning the Victorian Sheriff's Office is able to seize assets to repay debts. It is not known whether the raid resulted in any actual debt recovery. By 2021, Belle owed authorities over $500,000 in outstanding fines, penalties and interest. In May of that year, her house was raided for a second time. At the time of recording, Belle has failed to pay any of the money she owes. In February of this year, Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen told the media,
"There are fines outstanding and Consumer Affairs Victoria is pursuing this constantly and consistently and won't let up."
In the years following the proceedings against Belle, several laws have been introduced to prevent this kind of deception from ever happening again. In 2016, Victoria introduced the Health Complaints Act, which implemented strong powers to take action against people making false cancer cure claims. According to reports, since the introduction of these laws, several prohibition orders have been issued by the Health Complaints Commissioner. In 2022, changes were made to the Therapeutic Goods Advertising Code, preventing influencers from publishing testimonials and offering their personal experience or opinions if they have been paid or gifted a product or service. Under this new rule, Belle would not have been able to endorse any therapeutic goods while referring to her cancer claims, even if they were real. Like many misleading health claims, social media plays a huge role in spreading misinformation quickly. According to the World Health Organization, falsehoods are 70% more likely to get shared online than accurate news. Another study found that between 2018 and 2019, nearly 1/3 of popular social media cancer articles contained misinformation, and 77% of these contained harmful information. It also found that among the most popular articles on Facebook, articles containing misinformation and harmful information received significantly more online engagement. Earlier this year, Meta, who operates Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, announced it was abandoning its fact-checking program. Thanks for listening to Crime Insider's Judgements. We love hearing your feedback, so please rate and review this episode. If you have a case you want us to cover, let us know via Instagram at LiSTNR Crime or TikTok at LiSTNR Crime Team. I'll be back again next Thursday with another case. I'm Dan Mullins. Thanks for listening. This series was recorded and produced on Gadigal land.